Okay, here's the illumination segment. I think one of my favorite segments and gear to carry because I'm just a flashlight junkie. Sorry, that's just who I am. I've never been good at making the old, pitchfork and torch little routine and running around the woods in the middle of the night with a blazing ball of fire on the end of a stick. I don't know. It just hadn't worked for me, so I really like it. LED technology has come out where it's actually worth carrying. I used to use the old the flashlight, the crook neck, excuse me, my allergies are really acting up. The crook neck GI flashlight for years. It was what's out there, and many other flashlights, I thought they were garbage. With the advent of LED technology, lights have gotten better. You've got Cree, you've got who knows what else you've got out there. So I started carrying around flashlights since they were actually beneficial instead of just this dim yellow piss-colored light that you really couldn't see too much with after a couple hours. So here's what I carry. I carry the Black Diamond LED headlamp. It has, basically, I'm not going to shine this in your face, but I can probably give this. Basically you have bright, dim, and strobe mode. I suggest everybody get a strobe. You should always carry at least a strobe light or a light capable of strobing for an emergency. It gets attention. I mean, in the dark it gets, but rescuers like to see strobe and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I carry it. I'll show you this. If I do carry any kind of these lights, it has the ability to take off the headband and strap it to alternate means of gear. So if I was an emergency, I could strap this to the back of my backpack when I'm walking and alert rescuers, or if I'm night hiking, I could put this down at the ground so the person behind me could see. Because if I'm night hiking, I always require somebody to carry an illumination source on their backpack, because you're going to carry one on your head or your hand, so your front's covered. But just to keep people in line at night, I always suggest a chem light, a light, whatever kind of light source, just so people can see that, how far ahead of you are or how far that you've gone, that they need to catch up to stay with the group. Okay, so I got a Phoenix headband here. If you really want to get to know more about this, and I'll probably do a little bit more in-depth conversation review on this headband, nothing fancy turned me onto this. It's been a really great piece of gear. As you can see, I've got the Gerber multi-lens flashlight right here. It just has white, red, green, blue for different various reasons. So this is not a review. It's about this big. I'll pull it out and let you see. I'll be fair, because it's a really good flashlight. It's really small. I used this when I was private contracting in Arizona, and it's held up immensely since then. See, you can see it a little bit better now. Okay, so that's it, and it fits right in there. I have the Pelican stylus, which I'm going to repurpose this light because it's just too valuable of a light for an everyday carry light or something else instead of my headband. It's the Pelican 1920, and it's bright. It's got a good illumination to it. I'm going to do a review on this because there's a little trick about a complaint people have been having about it that I'm going to show that's really going to change the people's thinking about it if they haven't done it already, which YouTubers are pretty smart for the most part and absolutely ingenious at times. So yes, this is I carry this. I'm going to repurpose this probably with another Phoenix. There's a Phoenix light that I like that goes with this headband. And like I said, I'm not doing a review, but as you can see, you don't just have to stick with those two lights. You can take them off and put other lights, or you can pull one light off and have another one there. Like I said, this is just for real close-in work, map reading, doing fine work that I don't want the world to see that I'm operating a flashlight at night. I can basically take this and use it, and about 25 feet away you can't even see the light unless you're running MVGs or some nods or something like that. Okay, on to the next one. This is the Rayovac. I don't know what it's called. It's the Rayovac Indestructible or something like that, and that has lived up to its name. Really lived up to its name. It's a really good flashlight. $14 at Walmart. I don't like to go super cheap on stuff, but this thing has been dropped, run over, smashed. I mean, it's really had a rough life living with me. I probably should be remanded to flashlight abuse authorities, but since that doesn't exist, I'm running gold on that one. The only problem I have with this flashlight is it doesn't have a momentary tail cap doesn't have a quote-unquote tactical tail cap. So that's what kind of not the best thing about this. I'm not too that I emailed Rayovac and said if you could put a momentary switch on the back of here, this thing would be amazing. It's a great flashlight, indestructible. Okay, and one of these little keychain lights, I have these put inside backpacks. I have these put just in various places that I have to get in and see real quick. They're bright. I love these Night Eyes clips. I keep them on everything. As you can see, there's one right here. This thing costs more than these. I bought a 10-pack of these for what it cost to buy two of these. And yeah, it's kind of stupid putting something expensive on that, but I've never lost one yet. So make in the comments in about a month or two, ask me if I've lost this or the whole thing together, and I'll probably tell you, yeah, I lost it. Okay, that's my illumination. I always believe that to have a headlamp and a flashlight, a high-powered flashlight as a spotting beam is always a good thing, because if you're looking in one direction, you can use this in your peripheral to see out the side that you normally wouldn't see with the headlamp on. So I do like to keep this. Like I said, a lot of this, people are going to say, well, I don't carry that. I don't carry that much gear because I'm an ultralight. Well, I carry this amount of gear because I like to keep up the weight, because I do use this gear at points and times in search and rescue or tactical, and even camping if I feel I'm going to be in extended stay somewhere and I'm going to need different light sources. So yeah, it's not ultralight, and sometimes I just go with these two right here. If it's a day hike or an overnight hike, then I just go with this. I don't really mess with any of the other stuff. But if I'm going to do extended or I want to do some other types of things, then I carry most of this because I like to keep in practice with using it and lugging it around. I'm with you guys. Ounces lead to pounds, and pounds lead to pain. But sometimes, when you're doing search and rescue or tactical operations, that's all it is about pain. So, okay, that's my illumination. And I'm going to go to what you guys are probably wondering about. So I'll be right back. Okay, the big million-dollar question is, well, what if you run out of juice for your batteries? That was one of my biggest problems with electrical devices in the field. Run out of juice. Well, what are they? They're basically just extra weight that is just going to take up extra room. Well, with the advent of modern solar power, wind, and a few other crazy little devices that they have out there, one that while you're boiling your water, it creates electricity, which I thought was pretty cool in itself, is solar panels. Now, I have a Goal Zero, and my friend has some, and I'm going to go into real in-depth on power supply and stuff like that. But this is my power supply, or as I like to call it, my power plant. It supports all my Blue gear, all my batteries and everything. And I try to keep everything at AA and AAA batteries. It just cuts it down. It's easier. CR123 are great, but for me, I prefer double and AAA. And everything you've seen either takes double or AAA, or can be powered directly through the Goal Zero power source or power plant. So extra batteries, I always carry them in the end loop case. I carry end loop batteries, and I got a few Energizer rechargeables. They've actually done out pretty good, but I prefer the end loop because they have higher recharge. They recharge somewhat faster, and they're better. I get more power output to them, it seems. So now you're talking the radio. The bad part about the Baofeng radio is I have the stock battery on it. I don't have the stock battery on it. I have the extended battery right here. Goes all the way up. This is the stock battery. This is what comes with it. I can get 2 days out of that, 4 days out of the other. Well, what happens if my batteries run out? I'm in an emergency situation. Well, here we go. I found this, seeing as there's no real way to charge the Baofeng batteries in the field. The big radio battery, the radio battery, I'll show it. I'll go ahead and show it to you. The radio looks like an adapter for AC or something. I heard too many bad stories about batteries burning up on that, so I just gave up on that mission for now. Higher end radios you can just write off this, but I haven't found a real good source for that. What this is right here is a 6 AAA battery pack. You can take the AAA batteries, pop them in here like so. That wrong way. Bam, there you go. Now, in conjunction with the solar panel and the ability to operate charge AAAs in an emergency, quote unquote an emergency, because that's all that it's going to do for you. Hook it up to the solar panel and you can charge AAA batteries and you can have your radios back in line for an emergency. But I pretty much found that if you're in a situation, whoops, break my own stuff here. You're in a situation where you can't get hold of somebody within the allotted time with those two batteries can give you. You're either dead or found, not going to be found. But this is the Guide 10 Plus, which came with that. It came with the Goal Zero, and it has a really cool little feature on it. This is one of my illumination sources. So, and you just plug this in your USB into your device, and it recharges these batteries. It takes the charge off these batteries and recharges your device. But meanwhile, you can plug your panel into this right here, and you got several different options for USB, and you can plug your solar panel right in there, charge your battery and your device at the same time. I always recommend carrying a good amount of batteries when you're heavy on blue gear or electronics. I always recommend being heavy on the batteries, okay, because you never know when you're going to need to recharge. If you're in an extended expedition, carry plenty of batteries. Little side note, this is where it carries all the cords and electrical gear. There's many good reviews on that. So, okay, that's pretty much my blue gear. There's a few pieces of blue gear that I have that I'm not putting in here because I rarely ever carry them with me, only in very, very, say, logistical circumstances where I have to carry something or I have to do something that facilitates instant navigation. Because when you're doing search and rescue or tactical operations, if anybody knows this, it's not like hiking where you plan at home and then you go out on a predetermined trail that's static and it's never going to change. Well, tactical and search and rescue are very fluid. They can change at a moment's notice. Point A from point B could be point A to point B, and oh man, there's point C, and now we got to replan for it. So when I basically do that, I have other options, and I'm going to explain my logistical options to you in another video. Like I said, this stuff I don't always carry with me, hiking and ultra hiking and blah, blah, blah. It's what I feel the need to take with me to accomplish what I want to do, whether it be search and rescue, whether it be tactical, or whether it be just facilitating the best time I can while hiking and backpacking. So that's just a little bit. I didn't want to make this video too long. I went over what I wanted to, but okay, that's basically my blue gear, other than, whoops, forgot, the watch. Solar panel, right there. So don't have to really worry about that until the battery just turns to crap on me. But I've had this one for about 2 years now. It's running good. Keeps time fairly accurate. So yeah, good watch. You can never beat that. Okay, well, this is Mountain Ghost 556. I hope you liked this video. It's a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I couldn't get it all into one shot. If I'm going to make videos this long, I'm going to break them up into segments for you so you can just skip through instead of not having to watch the entire thing. Okay, well, thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoyed.